Alright, it's the snake man back. What they got right here, this is the banded water snake, Nerodia Fasciata Confluens. Walk over here to this water spot right over here. It's the banded water snake, Nerodia Fasciata Confluens. This is one of the least common water snakes you come across in Louisiana. Usually like to hide in swampier regions like we are here right now. And when I caught this one, I swore to God it was a copperhead or a cottonmouth. Cause you see the reddish coloration and the crossbands going down the body makes him look like a copperhead. But he could also look like a lightly colored western cottonmouth. And you can see he's in shed right now. You can see his eyes are a little cloudy. And his belly scales are faded out, and so is top scales. So he's gonna shed in like the next week or so. These guys get to around 5 feet long. I don't think they'll get to 5 feet long. The biggest one I've caught one is around 4 foot long. It was a dark specimen. There's another species of banded water snake in Louisiana called the broad banded water snake, the Nerodia Fasciata Confluens. That's a more beautifully marked specimen. They get around 4 feet, and there's another species of banded water snake, the Florida banded water snake. I think that's Nerodia Fasciata Floridana. I think that's the scientific name for it. That's more an endangered species. These guys feed typical water snake, feed on frogs, anything lives on water, frogs, fish, salamanders, things like that. They are really aggressive. I started off catching banded water snakes. Now, one thing about banded water snakes is that they come in a variety of different colors. They can look like a copperhead like this one, or they can look like a plain belly water snake. There's a dark version that'll be like a black on top, and it'll have yellow crossbands. While you have, it's not different subspecies, but it's just different color forms. And then you have this one, which looks like a copperhead. And with the coloration, a lot of times it gets them killed. When they look like this, people think they're copperheads, especially when about this size, because copperheads will often be on this size. So one like this will probably be killed because it's because people think it looks like a copperhead. And plus, they'll flatten out their heads to make it look like a venomous snake, and that also gets them killed because it works. People think they're copperheads and they kill them. And then with the dark version, people think it's a cottonmouth. So let's tell you, don't kill these snakes. Don't kill any snakes. Snakes are beneficial to the environment. They eat rats and stuff like that. At least some of them, at least. These eat frogs and fish. Habitat, basically swampy regions. I hope it don't rain. Swampy regions. Also, they're not found too often. And the babies to be more common than the adults. Because I start babies who actually sometimes live in irrigation ditches, while the adults will live in swampier, remote regions. And that's really all I got to say about the banded water snake. Nerodia Fasciata Fasciata.